Hello, it is day 3 of the Playful Leadership Challenge. Let's get started. Hello again. I am excited that you're here. I am thrilled to be back. This is day 3 of a 5-day challenge. I'm Betsaida LeBron. I am the founder of Improv EQ. I'm a team building strategist as well as a management coach. And Improv EQ is bringing this challenge to you. So uh, I'm having a really good time, and I know you are as well. I've been loving seeing all the posts that you're putting in the group, seeing how people are doing the challenges. So we're on day 3, so there's already 2 challenges behind us. If you're watching live, say hello. I love to know that you're here watching live in the chat, and if you're watching it later, you can still say hi. That is great. It helps me know. Maybe hashtag replay so I know when you're watching it. So all this week, since Monday, we're talking about engaging our playfulness in our leadership. I've been sharing ways to bring more playfulness to how you show up as a leader. And I personally believe and have seen time and time again with my clients how playfulness can be a leadership superpower. So being able to use playfulness to laugh at ourselves, it makes us more relatable. It also demonstrates a higher emotional intelligence. And the most important thing about being a leader is human connection. And playfulness and humor are one of the quickest ways for us to connect with each other. So if you are joining us, this is your first time that you're here for the challenge, welcome. You're going to want to catch up on Monday and Tuesday's videos, but it's not too late. And if you are joining me again and you've been here the whole time, welcome back. So today is all about finding your compass, finding what guides you as a leader. So the author, Simon Sinek, he wrote the book, Find Your Why, a practical guide for finding purpose for you and your team. He writes that it's not only when you understand your why or your purpose it's really only when you understand your why that you'll be more capable of pursuing the things that give you fulfillment. So it serves as a point of reference for all of your actions and decisions from that moment on. And so, in other words, knowing what you value serves as a compass and it guides you. It guides you on how to lead your team. When I started Improv EQ, I was escaping a toxic workplace where I did not feel valued. I wasn't I wasn't comfortable bringing my whole self to work, and I knew that I needed to do something different. For me, it was important to change, but I very quickly realized that my experience wasn't unique. As I talked to others and I heard their stories, it was obvious to me that there's just less and less humanity at work. I mean, we've learned to be very robotic at work. We've been programmed to produce results at any cost. And I used to buy into it. I did. But I don't think that makes sense anymore because we're not robots. We're humans. And what fuels us is our passion, our values, our vision of the world that we want to make a reality. So for me, it is the commitment to leading from a place of joy and playfulness and teaching others to do the same because work shouldn't have to suck. I have a vision of a world in the not too distant future where we can bring our whole selves to work and really feel that we belong, that we're connected to each other, that we're connected to the work itself, and that we are fully human. And I know this because I know my values. And I have done that to figure out, I've done the work to figure out my values and let that lead me into what I do. And that's really led me into creating this company, Improv EQ, so that I can share that vision and those values, because that's deeply what matters to me. That's my why, that's my compass. So I want to help you today figure out your compass. What are your values? So we're going to do an exercise. You will need a piece of paper and a pen or a pencil. You can also pull up a blank document on your computer if you're sitting at your laptop, or you can make a note in your phone, whatever works for you, if you're living in the digital. But I'm pretty old school. I really love the feel of pen and paper, but you're going to need that. And I'm going to ask you to write 1 through 10 on the left side. So you're just basically creating uh, 10 rows. Just number them 1 through 10. And once you've done that, I'm giving you some time to do that. What I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you start to think of 10 values, 10 things that matter to you, that are integral part of how you live, right? And so these are not going to be like activities, right? Your value isn't going to be like the gym, right? But maybe you value strength, and that's a value, right? So I want you to start thinking of 10 values. And to make it a little easier, I have a list that I'm going to share with you. So I want you to pick 10, and it can be any 10 in any order. The numbers don't matter. It's not like they're in an order of importance. It's so that when you hit 10, you can stop. And so they might be something that I've listed here, but you might make up your own. You might find things that are um, something that you're like, that matters to me, but it's not on the list, Betsaida. And that's absolutely got less than a minute. Okay, so You should have 10 values in front of you. And if that wasn't enough time, you can always pause and come back. But I'm trying to challenge you to not overthink this so that you just go with your gut and pick 10 that make sense to you right now. These might change, so don't feel committed to them for the rest of your life, but it's helpful in this moment to understand your values. So you have a list of 10 in front of you. Okay. I'm going to ask you to take 30 seconds, and that is all 30 seconds to cross out three of them. Three of them. So decide, you're like, they're important, but maybe they're not the most important. You could kind of put them on a shelf or sacrifice them right now. But three of those 10 that you wrote down, I want you to cross them out. Okay. You have 30 seconds. Go. Okay, that was 30 seconds. You should have crossed out three. Let me know in the chat how we're doing. Are you able to keep up? So now you should have 7 of your values, right? So we started with 10, we're down to 7. So these 7 are even more important to you than you started. Okay. Now I'm going to ask you, I'm going to give you another 30 seconds. That's going to go quick. I need you to cross out another 2. Okay. So again, just quickly look at them and just don't overthink it. You have 30 seconds. You need to just decide which ones can you cross out. Okay. So 30 seconds, go. Okay. That was 30 seconds. All right. So you're doing great. Good job. Take a deep breath. All right. So you should be looking now at 5 core values. You started with 10, we went down 7, now you have 5. Okay. And so I'm going to give you 30 more seconds. This is going to be your last 30 seconds to, I want you to choose another 2, cross them out. So 30 seconds, go. Okay. We did it. Congratulations. Give yourselves, an applause, a little pat on the shoulder, whatever you got to do, because you just did a values exercise. And now you should be looking at 3 values in front of you. And these are your 3 core values. This is what's going to help you guide. It's going to guide you in what you do, in your actions and your behaviors, because you get to look at this, and that's going to be your challenge to put this somewhere, right? That you will see every day. So just these 3, somewhere you see them every day so that you can make sure that you are intentionally making choices that reflect these values, especially when it comes to how you're leading, how you're showing up at work. Because when you know your values and you stick to them, right, and you lead by example, that is contagious. Emotions are contagious. And I think we all knew that intuitively, right? You can just feel someone's energy and you pick up on it. But there's actually new research that was published in December that proves that we can almost immediately tell the difference between emotions if they're authentic or not. And we can pick up on that. And so it makes a difference when people are being genuine and authentic. We can feel it. We know. And so this means that when we are in alignment, when we are really operating and making decisions and choices based that are in alignment with our values, we are showing up as our most authentic self. And your team will pick up on that. You don't even have to say anything. I was recently working with a leadership team, and they were really concerned about all the conflict and miscommunications that they were seeing as a daily occurrence. And so, one of the things that I really helped them to do was to clarify on their values, to get clear on what values they had individually, but also as an organization. And when I first asked that question, they weren't really even sure what I meant. And that made sense to me because it was reflected in how their team was showing up, right? When you're not clear as a leader what matters to you, then you show up very rudderless. And that is something that your team will pick up on. And then they don't really have a clear guide. They're not really sure where they're going either. So being able to have these values and knowing them very clearly is going to help you show up more authentically. It's going to help your team understand you better, connect with you better, and be a stronger team. So I am I'm excited for you to put these up somewhere. That is your challenge for today. I want you to find a place where you can post all three of your core values, where you will see them daily. That is the challenge for today. And once you have done that challenge, as always, I want you to tell us about it in the LinkedIn group. I want you to post, but tell us specifically what your values are. So for me, joy, community, and growth, those are my three core values. I would post that in the LinkedIn group. So I want you to post your three values, because then you own them and you're letting people know this is what you're about, and it helps you be more accountable to living the way that you want to. And as always, there are bonus points if you respond and interact with other posts. Maybe there's other people you're like, oh, it gives you ideas about your values, or you give them a thumbs up because some of the things are complementary values that you have, right? We just want to support each other, and you get bonus points. Those are real points. And I'm paying attention to who's in the group, because there is a special prize for those who have that one person who's really being supportive and accountable in the group. You get a special prize valued at $500. Really exciting prize for one of you. So make sure that you're participating so that you are in the running for the prize. And remember to share in the group, LinkedIn group. It is Playful Leaders and Managers. You can find it very quickly by searching in LinkedIn. There's also a link in the emails that I've been sending. Okay. So I'm so excited. Oh, Katya already has her, yes, her core values. I love it. Putting that in the chat. Beautiful. Yes. And put it somewhere, because what's going to help you is you're going to be able to see this. This is for everyone. And you have a measure for yourself of, did I live, like, you can think about the last 24 hours, right? What are the things that I did that were in alignment with these values? And maybe what were the things that I did that weren't in alignment with these values? And not to beat yourself up, but as an opportunity to grow and to be paying attention, so that we are moving towards the person that we ultimately want to be, the leader that we want to show up as. So thank you again for being here. Day 3, we have 2 more days. We're going all the way to Friday, this Playful Leadership Challenge. Can't wait to see ya. All right.